1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Hello, hello, hello. It's another day for being alive and doing things and streaming and watching streams and being alive. Okay. Is it? I feel like it's out of focus. I can't tell. Wait, let me check if the... Okay, autofocus should be on. I have to look at... My screen on my camera is broken, so I have to look for a little peephole screen in the back. Like a viewfinder, but it's a digital viewfinder, so it's a tiny little second screen inside the camera. I wonder if I could possibly fix the screen. One day I want to try and open it up. I'm not sure what is broken about it. The screen is just completely off, so I think it's the connection somewhere. I'll figure it out one day. I don't think you can buy extra parts for the camera. Hey, Silo. Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for the like. How are you today? Are you doing well? I hope you're doing well. I think I'm gonna read some today. What do you think about that? What do you think about some reading? Some reading. Reading. I'm gonna read my little book. I'm gonna read my little book. Yeah. I'm gonna go to Fables. I could start a book. Should I start a book maybe? I do like reading these little fables. I have tons of them, but they're so short that they're good for when I don't read for a long time. We can check what books I've downloaded. Unread books. Let's see. Tales of Two Cities. I don't know if these are good for ASMR. Bambi. Oh, Bambi would be cute. The Book of... I don't think... The Book of Delights? I don't... Oh, that's a sample. That's a sample I downloaded from Amazon once. Poetry by Edgar Allan Poe, so I guess a collection of poetry, but then that again is a collection of things. The Call of the Wild by Jack London. That one seems interesting. This dude, he obviously loves us since he starts broadcasting so often. Yeah, of course. As long as at least one person here, at least one of you all come by, I'll keep streaming. Poe. Yeah, you like the Poe? That one is a collection of stories as well, though. Which I wanted to start a proper book. The Secret Garden. The Odyssey. I do want to read the Odyssey. I've listened to Epic the Musical, so I would love to read the Odyssey at some point. But Would you like poetry from Edgar Allan Poe, Silo? Let's see what they look like. Oh, the poems are quite long, I suppose. What is this a poem? Oh, they have a quite difficult language. Okay, yeah. They are quite a read. Only from Edgar Allan Poe, though. Yeah. This is a collection of poetry from Edgar Allan Poe. Tamerlane 1. That's the first poem. Okay, I'm gonna drink a little water before I start. Let's see. Should I change the title? Yes. I'm gonna change the title to Reading Edgar Allan. How do you spell Allen? With 2 L's. I can just Edgar Allan Poe. You like Edgar Allan Poe, Silo? I'm gonna stand up at my desk as well. I've been sitting for a while. Hannibal! Henny, welcome in. I'm about to start reading some poetry by Edgar Allan Poe. How are you today? Some poetry by Edgar Allan Poe. It's one of the public domain books that I found on the website I was browsing the other day, and Silo seemed excited about that one. Bird Boy AK Boy is one of my poets I like and tolerate. And tolerate. That's a very interesting way of putting it. Yeah, cra. He likes his crows. It's very cozy. Bro obviously hasn't eaten for a long time since his vat of acid makes such sounds. Did you hear some grumble of my tummy? I'm good, but headachy. Oh, that's unfortunate. I hope you can maybe close your eyes. And I don't know, when I get headachy, I like closing my eyes. Or whatever you need to do to make it feel a little better. I am kind of sleepy today. But I'm doing good. Thank you. Other poets is just lean way too far into rhyme scheme. I see, yeah. I feel like I get that vibe, but I feel like there's a lot of poems you probably would like out there if you really got into the poemscape of all the poets out there, because there's a lot of like proper poems that don't use rhyme schemes and such. Oh, before we read this poem, start reading Edgar Allan Poe, I'm gonna trick you into listening to one of my favorite poems by what's it called? Magella Angelo. Let's open it up and see. Poetry. Let's see. I have it. Caged Bird by Maya Angelou. I've read this one on stream before, but I love it so much that I'm gonna give it a little read. I think you might like this one too if you don't like silly little rhyme schemes. This one has no rhyme schemes. This one is just a lovely place. You might not like this one. It's okay if you don't like this one, but it's my favorite, so I'm gonna have a blast. Okay, Caged Bird by Maya Angelou. I don't know if that's how you pronounce her name, but a free bird leaps on the back of the wind and floats downstream till the current ends, and dips his wings in the orange sun rays and dares to claim the sky. But a bird that stalks down his narrow cage can seldom see through his bars of rage. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with a fearful thrill of things unknown but longed for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. The free bird thinks of another breeze, and the trade winds soft through the singing trees, and the fat worms waiting on a dawn-bright lawn, and he names the sky his own. But the caged bird stands on the grave of dreams, his shadow shouts on a nightmare scream. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he's opened his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with a fearful thrill of things unknown but longed for still. His tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. Thank you. I read it a little bit wrong there. I feel like I put the emotion in the wrong place, but I love that poem. I love reading it. It's just simple and sad and bittersweet kind of. I really like it. Okay, now to your favorite silo. Let's do some Edgar Allan Poe-try. Tamerlane. Thank you. I'll take the applause. I've read that so many times. So this is a new poem. It probably won't be read with such emotion, because I don't know how it goes. But let's see. It also has quite a few hard words in it, I think, because of the Old English kind of way it's written. But I'll try my best. The name is of the poem is Tamerlane. I think that's how it's pronounced. Tamerlane. My mic is in the way. There we go. I'm getting shadows shows on my screen. Kind solace in a dying hour, such, Father, is now. Kind solace in a dying hour, such, Father, is not now my theme. I will not madly deem that power of earth may shiver me of the sin. Unearthly pride hath revealed in. I have no time to dote or dream. You call it hope, that fire of fire. I feel like I didn't read that one correctly. I'm gonna give it one more go from the beginning when the mic is not in the right spot. Yeah. Kind solace in a dying hour, such, Father, is not now my theme. I will not madly deem that power of earth may shrive me of the sin. Unearthly pride hath revealed in. I have no time to dote or dream. You call it hope, that fire of fire. It is but agony of desire. If I can hope, O God, I can. Its thought is holy. Its fount is holier, more divine. I would not call thee fool, old man, but such is not a gift of thine. Hard words. Know thou the secret of spirit, bowed from its wild pride into shame. O yearning heart, I did inherit thy withering portion with the fame, the searing glory which hath shone amid the jewels of my throne. Halo of hell, and with a pain, not hell shall make me fear again. O craving heart for the lost flowers, and sunshine of my summer hours, the undying voice of that dead time, with its interminable chime, rings in the spirit of a spell upon thy emptiness, a knell. I've not always been as now. The fevered diadem on my brow, diadem on my brow, I claimed and won usurpingly. Hath not the same fierce heirdom given Rome to the Caesar, Rome to Caesar, this to me, the heritage of a kindly mind and the proud spirit which hath striven triumphantly with humankind. On mountain soil I first drew life. The mists of Taglay have shed nightly their dews upon my head, and I believe the winged strife and tumult of the head and the tumult of the headlong air have nested in my wavy hair. So late from heaven that dew it fell mid dreams of an unholy night upon me with a touch of hell, while the red flashing of the light from clouds that hung like banners o'er, appeared to my half-closing eyes the pageantry of monarchy, and the deep triumphant thunder's roar came hurriedly upon me, telling of human battles where my voice, my own voice, silly child, was swelling. Oh, how my spirit would rejoice and leap within me at a cry, the battle cry of victory. The rain came down upon my head, unsheltered, and the heavy wind rendered me mad and deaf and blind. It was but a man, I thought, who shed laurels upon me, and the torrent of the chilly air gurgled within my ears the crush of empires with the captive's prayer, and the hum of suitors, and the tone of fluttery round and sovereign's throne. My passions from that helpless hour usurped a tyranny which men have deemed since I have reached to power. My innate nature be it so, but Father, there lived one who then in my boyhood, when their fire burned with a still intenser glow, for passion must with youth expire. E'en then who knew this iron heart in woman's weakness had a part. I have no words, alas, to tell the loveliness of loving well, nor would I now attempt to trace the more than beauty of her face, whose lineaments upon my mind are shadows on the unstable wind. Thus I remembered having dwelt some page of early lore upon, with loitering eye, till I have felt the letters with their meaning melt to fantasies with none. Oh, she was worthy of all love, love as in infancy was mine. 'Twas such angel minds above, mighty envy, her young heart the shrine, on which my every hope and thought were incense, then a goodly gift. For they were childish and upright pure, her eyes young, example taught. Why did I leave it, and adrift thus to the fire within for light? We grew in age and love together, roaming the forest and the wild. My breast her shield in wintry weather, and when the friendly sunshine smiled, and she would mark the opening skies, I saw no heaven, but in her eyes young love's first lesson, the heart for mid that sunshine and those smiles, when from our little cares apart, and laughing at her girlish wiles, I'd throw me on her throbbing breast and pour my spirit out in tears. There was no need to speak the rest, no need to quiet my fears of her who asked no reason why, but turned on me her quiet eye. Rain not good, rain needs to be nice. Yeah. Yet more than worthy of love, my spirit struggled with and strove, when on the mountain peak alone ambitions lent in a new tone. I had no being but in thee, the world and all it did contain, in the earth, the air, the sea, its joys, its little lot of pain. That was new pleasure, the ideal. Dim vanities of dreams by night, and dimmer nothings which were real. Shadows and more shadowy light parted upon their misty wings, and so confusedly became thine image and a name, two separate yet most intimate things. I was ambitious. Have you known the passion, Father? You have not. A cottager, I marked a throne of half the world as all my own, and murmured at such lowly lot, but just like any other dream upon the vapor of the dew, my own had passed, did not the beam of beauty which did while it throw the minute, the hour, the day oppress my mind with double loveliness. We walked together on the crown of a high mountain which looked down afar from its proud natural towers, a rock and forest on the hills, the dwindled hills, begirth with bowers and shouting with 1,000 rills. I spoke to her of power and pride, but mystically in such guise that she might deem it naught beside the moment's converse. In her eyes I read, perhaps too carelessly, a mingled feeling with my own. The flush on her bright cheek to me seemed to become a queenly throne, too well that I should let it be light in the wilderness alone. I wrapped myself grandeur then, and donned a visionary crown. Yet it was not that fantasy had thrown her mantle over me, but that among the rabble men lion ambition chained down and crouches to a keeper's hand. Not so in deserts where the grand, the wild, the terrible conspire with their own breath to fan his fire. Look round thee now on Samarkand. Is not she queen of earth, her pride above all cities, in her hand their destinies, in all besides of glory which the world hath known? Stands she not nobly and alone, falling her veriest stepping stone shall from the pedestal of a throne, and who her sovereign? Timar, he whom the astonished people saw striding o'er empires hotly, they deemed outlaw. O human love, thou spirit given on earth of all we hope in heaven, which fallest into the soul like rain upon the siroc withered plain, and falling in thy power to bless, but leavest the heart a wilderness, idea which bindst life around with music of so strange a sound, and beauty of so wild a birth. Farewell, for I have won the earth. When hope, the eagle that towered, could see no cliff beyond him in the sky, his pinions were bent droopingly, and homeward turned his softened eye. 'Twas sunset when the sun will part. There comes a silliness of heart to him who still would look upon the glory of summer sun. That soul will hate the evening mist, so often lovely, and will list to the sound of the coming darkness, known to those whose spirits hearken, as one who in a dream of night would fly, but cannot from a danger nigh. What thou, the moon, though the white moon shed all the splendor of her noon, her smile is chilly, and her beam in that time of dreariness will seem so like you gather in your breath a portrait taken after death, and boyhood in a summer sun whose waning is the dreariest one. For all we live to know is know, and all we seek to keep hath flown. Let life then, as the day flower, fall with the noonday beauty, which is all. I reached my home no more, for all had flown who made it so. I passed from out its mossy door, and thou, my thread, was soft and low. A voice came from the threshold stone of one who I had earlier known. Oh, I defy thee, hell to show on beds of fire that burn below a humbler heart, a deeper woe. Father, I firmly do believe, I know, for death who come for me from regions of the blessed afar, where there is nothing to deceive, hath left his iron gate ajar, and rays of truth you cannot see are flashing through eternity. I do believe that Iblis hath a snare in every human path, else how when in the holy groove I wandered of the idol love, who daily sent his snowy wings with incense of burnt offerings from the post unpolluted things, whose pleasant bowers are yet so riven above with thrillst rays from heaven. No mote may shun, no tiniest fly, the lightning of his eye, the lightning of his eagle eye. How was it that ambition crept unseen amid the revels there, till growing bold he laughed and leapt in the tangles of love's very hair? In the tangles of love's very hair. Oh boy. Oh boy. So that was what was it called? Ligament something? Tamerlane by Edgar Allan Poe, and I don't think I can go through another one because that was difficult. And there were rhyming schemes in there, so I'm sorry, Silo. Didn't quite escape that with this one. I give it a good shot, but seeing all these difficult words kind of took it out of me. Like it takes you out of the flow, and I feel like poetry is all about the flow. And he he takes out words, or he takes out letters in very interesting ways. I want to see if I can find. No. I want to see if I can find something I was trying to read, and I'm like, what the heck? Oh yeah. Let's see if I want to focus. Wait. Right there. Just takes out the word like even then, who knew this iron heart? It's just Ian. Ian. Why did he take out the V there? I don't get it. Ian then, who knew this iron heart? Ian then. I guess that's how you're supposed to say. Like, stuff like that just trips me up. And all the difficult words that I haven't heard before. But you know what? I gave it my best. I gave it my best shot, I think. Oh, I got the Grimm's Fairy Tales. That could be interesting, although those are spooky sometimes. The Call of the... Does anyone know The Call of the Wild by Jack London? I kind of want to read that one, but I don't know if it's good for ASMR. I got Secret Garden downloaded on here. The Odyssey. The Importance of Being Earnest. The Traveling Cat Chronicles is not public domain, so I shouldn't really read that one. A Tale of Two Cities, an absolute remarkable. Oh, that one is not. I can't read that one either. Bambi. Grimm's Fairy Tales. Oh yeah, poetry too difficult. The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain. The Call of the Wild by Jack London. The Call of the Wild, I like that title, but I don't know nothing about that book. I kind of want to read Bambi. Should I read Bambi? Bambi. I think I'm gonna read Bambi, unless anyone has any other desire for a book to read. Why does it always... I set the font. Oh no, I don't... I guess I don't set the font. I think I like Book Early. Let's make Book Early my default font. I like that font. It's nice and typewritery. I like typewriter kind of fonts for reading. Let's read Bambi. Does the first chapter not have a name? It's just like one, I suppose. I'm gonna drink a little bit of water. I must stand over here in case someone doesn't like water sounds. I mean drinking sounds. Everyone loves water sounds. let's read some more. Okay, this is Bambi. He came into the world in the middle of the thicket. Oh, I need to change the title. So silly. Reading. Excuse me. He came into the world in the middle of the thicket, in one of those little hidden forest glades which seem to be entirely open, but there are really in one of those little hidden forest glades which seem to be entirely open, but are really screened in on all sides. There was very little room in it, scarcely enough for him and his mother. He stood there swaying unsteadily on his thin legs and staring vaguely in front of him with clouded eyes, which saw nothing. He hung his head, trembled a great deal, and his little and was still completely stunned. Oh, what a beautiful child, cried the magpie. She had flown past, attracted by the deep groans of the mother uttered in her labor. The magpie perched on a neighboring branch. What a beautiful child, she kept repeating. Receiving no answer, she went on talkatively. How amazing to think that he should be able to get right up and walk. How interesting. I've never seen the like of it. Before and I've never seen the like of it before in all my born days. Of course, I'm still young, only a year out of the nest, you might say. But I think it's wonderful, a child like that, hardly a minute in this world, and beginning to walk already. I call that remarkable. Really, I find that everything you dare do is remarkable. Can he run too? Of course, replied the mother softly, but you must pardon me if I don't talk with you now. I've so much to do, and I still feel a little faint. Don't put yourself out on my account, said the magpie. I have very little time myself, but you don't see a sight like this every day. Think what a care and bother such a thing means to us. The child can't stir once they are out of the egg, but lie helpless in the nest and require an attention, I repeat, of which you simply can't have any comprehension. What a labor it is to feed them, what a trouble to watch them. Just think for a moment what a strain it is to hunt for food for the children and have to be eternally on guard lest something happens to them. They are helpless if you are not with them. Isn't it the truth? And how long is it before they can move? How long is it before they get their feathers and look like anything at all? Pardon? Replied the mother. I wasn't listening. The magpie flew off. A stupid soul, she thought to herself. Very nice, but stupid. Calm down, magpie. The mother scarcely noticed that she was gone. She continued zealously, that's how you say it. She continued zealously washing her newly born. She washed him. She washed him with her tongue, fondling and caressing his body in a sort of warm massage. The slightest thing staggered a little under the strokes of her tongue, which softly touched him here and there. He drew himself together and stood still. His little red coat, that was still somewhat tousled, bore fine white spots, and on his vague baby face there was still a deep, sleepy expression. Round about grew hazel bushes, dogwoods, blackthorns, and young elders. Young elders. That's quite a. That's quite the opposite of what I guess elder trees is a thing. Or is it elder bushes? Young elders seems hypocritical. Tall maples, beeches, and oaks wove a green roof over the thicket, and from the firm, dark brown earth sprang fern, fronds, wood vetch, and sage. Underneath the leaves of the violets, which had already bloomed, and of the strawberries, which were just beginning, clung to the ground through the thick foliage. The early sunlight flittered in a golden web. The early sunlight flittered in a golden web. The whole forest resounded with myriad of voices, was penetrated by them in a joyous agitation. The wood thrush rejoiced incessantly. The doves cooed without stopping. The blackbirds whistled. Finches warbled. The titmice chirped. Through the midst of these songs, the jay flew, uttering its quarrelsome cry. The magpie mocked them, and the pheasants crackled loud and high. At times, the shrill excluding of a woodpecker rose above all the other. Voices, the call of the falcon shrilled. The call of the falcon shrilled, light and piercing, over the treetops, and the hoarse crow chorus. Light and piercing over the treetops, and the hoarse crow chorus was heard continuously. The little fawn understood not one of the many songs and calls, not a word of the conversations. He did not even listen to them, nor did he heed any of the odors which blew through the woods. He only heard the soft licking against his coat that washed him and warmed him and kissed him. And he smelled nothing but his mother's body near him. She smelled good to him and snuggled close to her. He hunted eagerly around and found nourishment for his life. While he suckled, the mothers continued to caress her little one. "Bambi," she whispered. Every little whisper she raised her head and, listening, snuffed at the wind. Then she kissed her fawn again, reassured and happy. "Bambi," she repeated, "my little Bambi." That was chapter 1. I didn't know Bambi was a boy. I always thought it was a little girl. But I've never watched the movie, so this is the first time experiencing Bambi. I like the little magpie being a little brat. Chapter 2. In early summer, the trees stood still under the blue sky, held their limbs outstretched, and received the direct rays of the sun. On the shrubs and bushes, in the undergrowth, the flowers unfolded their red, white, and yellow stars. On some, the seed pods had begun to appear again. They perched innumerable on the fine tips of the branches, tender and firm and resolute, and seemed like small, clenched fists. Out of the earth came whole troops of flowers like motley stars, so that the soil of the twilit forest floor shone with a silent, ardent, colorful gladness. Everything smelled of fresh leaves, of blossoms, of moist clouds and green wood. When morning broke, or when the sun went down, the whole woods resounded with 1,000 voices, and from morning till night the bees hummed, the wasps droned, and filled the fragrant stillness with their murmur. These were the earliest days of Bambi's life. He walked behind his mother on a narrow track that ran through the midst of the bushes. How pleasant it was to walk there. The thick foliage stroked his flank softly and bent supplely aside. The track appeared to be barred and obstructed in a dozen places, and yet they advanced with the greatest ease. There were tracks like this everywhere, running crisscross through the whole woods. His mother knew them all, and if Bambi sometimes stopped before a bush as if were an impenetrable green wall, if Bambi sometimes stopped before a bush as if it were an impenetrable green wall, she always found where the path went through, without hesitation or searching. Bambi questioned her. He loved to ask her mother questions. It was the pleasantest thing for him to ask a question and then to hear what answer his mother would give. Bambi was never surprised that question after question should come into his mind continually and without effort. He found it perfectly natural, and it delighted him very much. It was very delightful to wait expectantly till the answer came. If it turned out the way he wanted, he was satisfied. Sometimes, of course, he did not understand, but that was pleasant also. Because he was kept busy picturing what he had not understood in his own way. Sometimes he felt very Sometimes he felt very sure that his mother was not giving him a complete answer, was intentionally not telling him all she knew. And at first that was very pleasant too, for then there would remain in him such a lively curiosity, such suspicion, mysterious and joyous flashing through him, such anticipation that he would become anxious and happy at the same time, and grow silent. Once he asked, "Whom does this trail belong to, Mother?" Wait, I should give him a little cute voice. "Whom's does this trail belong to, Mother?" His mother answered, "To us." Bambi asked again, "To you and me?" "Yes." To us too?" "Yes." "Only us two?" "No," said the mother. "To us deer." What are deer?" Bambi asked and laughed. His mother looked at him from head to foot and laughed too. "You are a deer and I'm a deer. We're both deer," she said. "Do you understand, dear?" It didn't have deer. "Do you understand?" Bambi sprang into the air for joy. "Yes, I understand," he said. "I'm a little deer, and you're a big deer, aren't you?" His mother nodded. "Now you see." But Bambi grew serious again. "Are there other deers beside you and me?" he asked. This is so adorable. This is so cute. "Certainly," his mother said. "Many of them." Where are they?" cried Bambi. Here, everywhere." "But I don't see them." "You will soon," she said. "When?" Bambi stood still, wild with curiosity. "Soon." The mother walked on quietly. Bambi followed her. He kept silent, for he was wondering what "soon" might mean. He came to conclude that soon was certainly not now, but he wasn't sure at what time soon stopped being soon and began to be a long while. Suddenly he asked, "Who made this trail?" "We," said his mother answered. Bambi was astonished. "We? You and I?" Then the mother said, We dear." Bambi asked, "Which deer?" "All of us," his mother said sharply. They walked on. Bambi was in his spirits and felt like leaping off the path, but he stayed close to his mother, sometimes rustled in front of them. Something rustled in front of them, close to the ground. The fern fronds and the wood lettuce concealed something that advanced in violent motion. A thread-like little cry shrilled out piteously. Then all was still. Only the leaves and the blades of grass shivered. Only the leaves and the blades of grass shivered back into place. A ferret had caught a mouse. He came slinking by, slid sideways, and prepared to enjoy his meal. "What is that?" asked Bambi. What is that?" asked Bambi excitedly. "Nothing," his mother soothed him. "But," Bambi trembled, "but I saw it." Yes, said his mother. "Don't be frightened. The ferret has killed a mouse." But Bambi was dreadfully frightened. A vast unknown horror clutched at his heart. It was long before he could speak again. Then he asked, "Why did he kill the mouse?" "Because," his mother hesitated. "Let us walk faster," she said, as though something had just occurred to her. And as though she had forgotten the question, she began to hurry. Bambi sprang after her. A long pause ensued. They walked on quietly again. Finally, Bambi asked anxiously, "Shall we kill a mouse too sometime?" No, replied Mother. "Never?" asked Bambi. "Never," came the answer. "Why not?" asked Bambi, relieved. Because we never kill anything," said his mother simply. Bambi grew happy again. Oh, loud cries were coming from a young ash tree which stood near their path. The mother went along without noticing them, but Bambi stopped inquisitively. Overhead, 2 jays were quarreling about a nest they had plundered. Get away, you murderer," cried one. "Keep cool, you fool," said the other. The other answered, I'm not afraid of you." "Look for your own nests," the first one shouted, "or I'll break your head for you." Oh my God. He was beside himself with rage. "What vulgarity," he shattered. "What vulgarity." The other jay had spied Bambi and fluttered down a few branches to shout at him. Oh my God. "What are you gawking at, you freak?" he screamed. Bambi sprang away, terrified. He reached his mother and walked behind him again, frightened and obedient, thinking she had not noticed his absence. After a pause, he asked, "Mother, what is vulgarity?" I don't know," said his mother. Bambi thought a while, then he began again. Why were they both so angry with each other, Mother?" he asked. "They were fighting over food," his mother answered. Will we fight over food too, sometime?" Bambi asked. "No," said his mother. Bambi asked, "Why not?" "Because there is enough food for all of us," his mother replied. Bambi wanted to know something else. "Mother," he began again. What is it? What is it?" Will we be angry with each other sometime?" he asked. "Oh, no, child," said his mother. "We don't do such things." Oh, this is precious. They walked along again. Presently it grew light ahead. Presently it grew light ahead of them. It grew very bright. The trail ended with a tangle of vines and bushes. A few steps more, and they would be in the bright open space that spread out before them. Bambi wanted to bound forward, but his mother had stopped. "What is it?" he asked impatiently, already delighted. It's hard to switch between voices. It's the my brain sometimes shut off when I try to do voice. I also don't try. I try to make the voices not too different, because it's hard to do voices and also make them nice and chill and whispered and relaxed or soft spoken. "It's the meadow," his mother answered. What is the meadow?" asked Bambi insistently. His mother cut him short. "You'll soon find out for yourself," she said. She had become very serious and watchful. She stood motionless, She stood motionless, holding her head high and listening intently. She sucked in deep breathfuls of air and looked very severe. "It's all right," she said at last. "We can go out." Bambi leaped forward, but his mother barred the way. Wait until I call you," she said. Bambi obeyed at once and stood still. "That's right," said his mother to encourage him. And now listen to what I am saying to you." Bambi heard how serious his mother spoke and felt terribly excited. "Walking on the meadow is not simple," his mother went on. "It's difficult and dangerous business. Don't ask me why. You'll find that out later on. Now do exactly as I tell you to. Will you?" "Yes," Bambi promised. "Good," said his mother. "I'm going out alone first. Stay here and wait. And don't take your eyes off me for a minute. If you see me run back here, then turn around and run as fast as you can. I'll catch up with you soon." She grew silent and seemed to be thinking. Then she went on earnestly. "Run away as fast as your legs will carry you. Run even if something should happen, even if you should see me fall to the ground. Don't think of me, do you understand? No matter what you see or hear, start running right away and just as fast as you possibly can. Do you promise to do that?" "Yes," said Bambi softly. "Yes," said Bambi softly. His mother spoke so seriously. She went on speaking. "Out there, if I should call you," she said, "there must be no looking around and no questions, but you must get behind me instantly. Understand that? Run without pausing or stopping to think. If I begin to run, that means for you too to run. And no stopping until we are back here. You won't forget, will you?" "No," said Bambi in a troubled voice. "Now I'm going ahead," said his mother, and seemed to become calmer. She walked out. Bambi, who never took his eyes off her, saw how she moved forward with slow, cautious steps. He stood there, full of expectancy, full of fear and curiosity. He saw how his mother listened in all directions, saw her shrink together, and shrank together himself, ready to leap back into the thickets. Then his mother grew calm again. She stretched herself. Then she looked around, satisfied, and called, "Come." Bambi bounded out. Joy seized him with such tremendous force that he forgot his worries in a flash. Through the thicket he could see only the green treetops overhead. Once in a while he caught a glimpse of the blue sky. Now he saw the whole heaven stretching far and wide, and he rejoiced without knowing why. In the forest he had seen only a stray sunbeam now and then, or the tender dappled light that played through the branches. Suddenly he was standing in the blinding hot sunlight, whose boundless power was beaming upon him. He stood in the splendid warmth that made him shut his eyes, but which opened his heart. Bambi was Bambi was as though bewitched. He was completely beside himself with pleasure. He was simply wild. He leaned into the air 3, 4, 5 times. He had to do it. He felt a terrible desire to leap and jump. He stretched his young limbs joyfully. His breath came deeply and easily. He drank in the air. The sweet smell of the meadow made him so wildly happy that he had to leap into the air. Bambi was a child. If he had been a human child, he would have shouted. But he was a young deer, and deer cannot shout, at least not the way human children do. So he rejoiced with his legs and with his whole body as he flung himself into the air. His mother stood by and was glad. She saw that Bambi was wild. She watched how he bounded into the air and fell again awkwardly. In one spot, she saw how he stared around him, dazed and bewildered, only to leap up over and over again. She understood that Bambi knew only the narrow deer tracks in the forest, and how his brief life was used to the limits of the thicket. He did not move from one place because he did not understand how to run freely around the open meadow. So she stretched out her 4 feet and bent laughingly towards Bambi for a moment. Then she was off with one bound, racing around in circles so that the tall grass stems swished. Bambi was frightened and stood motionless. Was that a sign for him to run back to the thicket? His mother had said to him, "Don't worry about me no matter what you see or hear. Just run as fast as you can." He was going to turn around and run as she had commanded him to, but his mother came galloping up suddenly. She came up with a wonderful wishing sound and stopped 2 steps from him. She bent towards him, laughing as she had at the first, and cried, "Catch me!" And in a flash she was gone. Bambi was puzzled. What did she mean? Then she came again, running so fast that it made him giddy. She pushed his flank with her nose and said quietly, "Try to catch me," and fled away. This reminds me of some weeks ago, this summer, I was biking down the road and I saw two deer chasing each other. It looked like they were playing around. I don't know quite what they were doing, but it looked very wholesome and fun. I hope it was. It looked very, very magical and like a fairy tale story. Bambi started after her. He took a few steps, then his steps became short bounds. He felt as if he were flying without any effort on his part. There was a space under his hooves, space under his bounding feet, space and still more space. Bambi was beside himself with joy. The swishing grass sounded wonderful to his ears. It was marvelous. It was marvelously soft and as fine as silk where it brushed against him. He ran round in a circle. He turned and flew off in a new circle, turned around again and kept running. His mother was standing still, getting her breath again. She kept following Bambi with her eyes. He was wild. Suddenly, the race was over. He stopped and came up to his mother, lifting his hoofs elegantly. He looked joyful at her. Then they strolled contentedly side by side. Since he had been in the open, Bambi had felt the sky and the sun and the green meadow with his whole body. He took one blinding giddy glance at the sun, and he felt its rays and as they lay warmly on his back. Presently he began to enjoy the meadow with his eyes also. Its wonders amazed him at every step he took. You could not see the tiniest speck of earth the way you could in the forest. Blade after blade of grass covered every inch of the ground. It tossed and waved luxuriantly. It bent softly aside under every footstep, only to raise up unharmed again. The broad green meadow was starred with white daisies, with the thick round red and purple clover blossoms and bright golden dandelion heads. Look, Mother," Bambi exclaimed. "There's a flower flying." "That's not a flower," said his mother. "That's a butterfly." Bambi stared at the butterfly, entranced. It had darted lightly from a blade of grass and was fluttering about in a giddy way. Then Bambi saw that there were many butterflies flying in the air above the meadow. They seemed to be in a hurry and yet moved slowly, fluttering up and down in a sort of game that delighted him. They really did look like gay flying flowers that would not stay on their stems, but had unfastened themselves in order to dance a little. They looked too like flowers that come to rest at sundown, but have no fixed places, and have to hunt for them. Sundown, but have no. They looked too like flowers that had come down to rest at sundown, but have no fixed places and have to hunt for them, dropping down and vanishing as if they really had settled somewhere, yet always flying up again, a little way at first, then higher and higher, and always searching farther and farther, because the good places have already been taken. Bambi gazed at them all. He would have loved to see one close by. He wanted to see one face to face, but he was not able to. They sailed in and out continuously. The air was aflutter with them. When he looked down at the ground again, he was delighted with the thousands of living things he saw stirring under his hoofs. They ran and jumped in all directions. He would see a wild swarm of them, and the next moment they disappeared in the grass again. "Who are they, Mother?" he asked. "Those are ants," his mother answered. "Look," cried Bambi. "See that piece of grass jumping? Look how high it can jump." "That's not grass," his mother explained. "That's a nice grasshopper." "Why does he jump that way?" asked Bambi. "Because we're walking here," his mother answered. "He's afraid we'll step on him." "Oh," said Bambi, turning to the grasshopper, who was sitting on a daisy. "Oh," he said again politely. "You don't have to be afraid. We won't hurt you." I'm not afraid," said the grasshopper, replied in a quavering voice. "I was only frightened for a moment when I was talking to my wife." "What?" "Excuse us for disturbing you," said Bambi shyly. "Not at all," said the grasshopper quavered. Since it's you, it's perfectly all right, but you never know who's coming, and you have to be careful." This is the first time in my life that I've ever been on the meadow," Bambi explained. "My mother brought me." The grasshopper was sitting with his head lowered as though he were going to butt. He put on a serious face and murmured, "That doesn't interest me at all. I haven't time to stand here gossiping with you. I have to be looking for my wife. Hop." And he gave a jump. "Hop, hop," said Bambi, in surprise at the high jump with which the grasshopper vanished. Bambi ran to his mother. "Mother, I spoke with him," he cried. "To whom?" his mother asked. "To the grasshopper," Bambi said. "I spoke to him. He was very nice to me, and I liked him so much. He's so wonderful and green, and you can see through his sides. They look like leaves, but you can't see through a leaf." Those are his wings," said his mother. "Oh," Bambi went on, "and his face is so serious. And wise, but he was very nice to me anyhow. And how he can jump, hop, he said, and jumped so high I couldn't see. Hop, hop, oh, and how he could jump, hop, he said, and he jumped so high I couldn't see him anymore. They walked on. The conversation with the grasshopper had excited Bambi and tired him a little, for it was the first time he had ever spoken to a stranger. He felt hungry and pressed close to his mother to be nursed. Then he stood quietly and gazed dreamily into space for a little while with a sort of joyous ecstasy that came over him every time he was nursed by his mother. He noticed a bright flower moving in the tangled grasses. Bambi looked more closely at it. No, it wasn't a flower, but a butterfly. Bambi crept closer. The butterfly hung heavily to a grass stem and fanned its wings slowly. "Please, sit still," Bambi said. "Why should I sit still? Why should I sit still? I'm a butterfly," the insect answered in astonishment. "Oh, please sit still, just for a moment," Bambi pleaded. "I've wanted so much to see you close to. Please." "Well," said the butterfly, "for your sake I will, but not for long." Bambi stood in front of him. "How beautiful you are," he cried, fascinated. "How wonderfully beautiful, like a flower." "What?" cried the butterfly, fanning his wings. Did you say like a flower? In my circle, it's greatly supposed that we're handsomer than flowers." Bambi was embarrassed. "Oh yes," he stammered, "much handsomer. Excuse me, I only meant..." "Whatever you meant is all one to me," the butterfly replied. He arched his thin body affectedly and played with his delighted feelers. Bambi looked at him enchanted. "How elegant you are," he said. "How elegant and fine, and how splendid and white your wings are." The butterfly spread his wings wide apart, then raised them till they folded together like an upright sail. "Oh," cried Bambi, "I know that you are handsomer than the flowers. Besides, you can fly, and the flowers can't be, because they grow on stems. That's why." The butterfly spread his wings. "It's enough," he said, "that I can fly." He soared so lightly that Bambi could hardly see him or follow his flight. His wings moved gently and gracefully, then he fluttered into the sunny air. I only sat still that long on your account," he said, balancing in the air in front of Bambi. "Now I'm going." That was how Bambi found the meadow. And that's the end of that chapter. How are we doing on time? 1 hour and 29 minutes. Half an hour left in my daily routine of things. I am going to stop with the Bambi story there for tonight. Because I feel like I don't want to start a chapter if I'm not gonna finish it. And I believe, oh my goodness, I need to drink. Actually, the next chapter is only 4 pages. No, 5 pages. I need to take a break though, so. How long was the last chapter? I don't know how to check chapters. I don't know how to use my Kindle co-reader quite yet. What to do now? For 30 minutes, I was gonna say I want to do some typing, but typing is also kind of reading, so I don't know if I want to do that. Let's see. I'm gonna sit. Maybe I should stretch. Maybe I should stretch and then sit down. Stretchy. Oh, my body making noises. Moving is nice. We've been still for a while. I wonder how long I read for. Did I start with reading? I guess I did. Did I read an hour and a half straight? Seems like quite a lot if I read that much. But you know, I was in the flow. I'm getting better and better at reading out loud. I feel I could not have done that. Certainly some years ago. I've also historically been really bad at reading and understanding what I'm reading at the same time. Like, if I read silently for myself, I can understand, but if I read out loud, I usually wasn't able to follow the words myself, but I've been kind of able to do that now. Because I read a little bit ahead as well, so I hopefully know how to say the things and what to say. But it's fun, and it's a lovely little book. One of my friends loved Bambi, the movie. I don't know if they've read the book. But maybe I'll share this video with them if they want to listen to me experience Bambi for the first time. I should change the title because I'm not reading anymore. to just stretch and chat. Watch. There we go. I saved. Changed the title. It's nice to move my body. Nice to move my body. It's like unlocking the Lego pieces. Always very nice. Very nice, very nice. Very comfortable. It's like when you're tired and just want to shrimp together in a chair or something, it's easy to forget how nice it is to move, but when you finally do move your body, it can be very nice. At least if you do it regularly. I know it can be maybe a bit difficult to move your body if you've been too stale, but once you loosen it up, it will start feeling better. This is my new favorite stretch. It like helps with my back, or it like stretches out the back, and I haven't really done it before, but I did notice that there's a spot in my back that is hard to reach with the stretches I've done in the past. So but now I looked it up and I found this one where you kind of hold your head down and then try to stretch out the back. It's hard to explain, but you'll feel it if you try to do it. I like to do it in a full range of motion. This is not how they showed how to do it online, but I like to do a full range of motion of it with one hand. Really helps. Really helps. Very nice for the neck. And I like streaming as well, because for some reason it's really hard to remember to stretch, but when I stream, it's easier to remember. Sometimes I forget, but I wish I could add one of those notification thingies that they have on Twitch, or not notification, or what redeems. You can do like a posture check redeem, or like a drinky hydrate redeem, and I do like those, but it's alright. I do remember to do it more on when I do stream for some reason. I don't know why. My mind is just more aware of my body maybe. And I do tasks that I have to like take a break with from time to time. So And hydrating. Ooh, I spilled. Hydrating I do very well every day. So hydrating is a-okay. If there is anyone who wants to if anyone has any suggestions for some ASMR to do, if not everyone is asleep, should I do some words, some trigger words, just some simple words? Maybe with some echo, or I play kalimba every day. I could always do more kalimba, I suppose. I could do some water sounds. Actually, not really. I will spill too much. Let's actually, I want to hear this though. Oops. I want to hear I'm gonna put some echo on it. Elements. I'm gonna put some echo and see how it sounds. First I'm gonna make sure I can hear it as well. So I know what it sounds like. Ooh, that sounds like a cave. Make sure not to be too loud. Sounds are dangerous live. Sometimes loud sounds can happen. Some echo. It's fun. Nice and relaxed. I guess I'm doing trigger words now. Oh, why is it still? Why is it still an echo? I don't understand. I turned off the echo. Hello? Okay, now it's off. I'm gonna change the title to Echo Triggers. unless someone has any suggestions for ASMR to do. Pineapple, 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 pineapple. There we go. There we go. There we go. Pineapple, 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 scoopity, 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 cinnamon buns are delicious. Yummy cinnamon buns. Cinnamon buns. Maybe I'm hungry. Sassafras. Pumpkin pie. Stonehenge. Gravy. Banana time. Bananas. Banana. Bowl. Razzmatazz. Sizzle, frizzle. Razzmatazz. Flower power. Marshmallow. Ceiling. Table. Comfortable. Wonderful. You are wonderful. You deserve nice sleep. You are wonderful. Feel the relaxation. Everything is nice. And cozy. lovely, lovely, lovely. Get cool, get cool, get cool. Feel the fire, the fire, the fire, the fire. Feel, 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 feel the fire, the fire, the fire, the fire. You are worth it, are worth it, are worth it, are worth it. You deserve sleep. You are cozy, are cozy, are cozy, 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 cozy. Nice, 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 nice. Comfort, comfort, comfort. Sassel, sassel, raspberry, cozy, cozy, cozy. You deserve nice, comfort. Feel, comfort. Everything is as it should be. You can be at peace, be nice, be nice. Feel nice, feel nice, feel nice. Now I'm just playing, now I'm just trying, now I'm just trying. Everything has a purpose, has a purpose, has a purpose. You are the purpose, you are the purpose. You deserve nice, relaxing sleep. Everything is nice and cozy, nice and cozy, nice and cozy, nice and cozy. The world is lovely when you are in it. You make the world a lovely place. Excuse me. I can't eat the nose. You know, I actually almost forgot. Oops. I almost forgot. I have a story. Or sort of. Today, I was staring eye to eye with a fox. We had a staring contest. We had a staring contest. And because I heard some sounds from outside of my chickens hustling and bustling. They were scared. So I got my shoes on and hurried out. And I thought me being there scared away the fox. But I took a look around, and then I heard something. Rustling in the wheat field next to me. And I saw a little fox poking its head out. And we locked eyes. I was staring. They were staring. Probably wondering if I could see them. But their whole head was poking out of the field of wheat. So I looked at them, and though quite beautiful of a red coat that they had, I think foxes are beautiful, but they're not allowed to have my chickens. So I gave a little dash forward to scare them away, and they ran. And my chickens are safe for now. I got some seeds, and I lured the chickens back into their coop. They have a little outside area where we have chicken wire and stuff around. Well, a little thicker than chicken wire, and where the chickens can still be outside but closed in an enclosure. And so I lured them back in there, and we'll probably keep them inside for a few days. Because the cunning fox now knows that there's food around here, so we don't want it to go and get any of our chickens. So we're gonna have to wait it out. The chickens are gonna be a little bit upset that they can't go free outside, but it's for their own safety. So yeah, but I was a hero, and I saved the chickens today by running out and going rah. Anyway, that was my story, and I hope you all are asleep, unless you're not supposed to be asleep yet. And I hope that you will sleep good tonight, whenever that comes. And I'm gonna fade out, and it's so lovely to have you here as always. Thank you all for coming out and being precious little sleepyheads. It brings me great joy when I hear that people have fallen asleep while hanging out. But I will see you another time. Wait, let's do this. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Remember, you deserve love. You deserve love. And kindness. And nice sleep. Good night.